Good morning, students. Welcome to Srestha Vidya Bhavan English Medium School online classes. Today we are going to discuss the first lesson, 10th class social studies, India relief feature. What? India relief features. So when we come to relief features is nothing but the different kinds of landforms. So here the different kinds of landforms means mountains, plateaus, rivers, plains, islands, all these are together called relief feature. So before we go to discuss the lesson, first of all, we shall discuss about the location of India. How the India is located in the world map. So you come to the world map. The world is divided into two equal parts. The middle line of the globe is called 0 degree latitude or equator. What? Equator or 0 degree latitude. So from 0 degree latitude to North Pole, 90 latitudes are there, and from 0 degree to South Pole, 90 latitudes are there. So total 180 latitudes are there. How many latitudes are there? 180 latitudes are there. So when you come to longitudes, so the middle line of the globe is called 0 degree longitude or Greenwich longitude. What? Greenwich longitude, or otherwise known as prime meridian. So this is the 0 degree longitude, and from 0 degree longitude to, this is called eastern hemisphere and this is called western hemisphere. So from 0 degree to eastern hemisphere, 180 longitudes are there. How many longitudes are there? 180 longitudes are there, and from 0 degree to western hemisphere, 180 longitudes are there. So total 360 longitudes are there. So with the help of latitudes and longitudes, so these are called latitudes and these are called longitudes. So with the help of latitudes and longitudes, we can locate the place where the countries are, where the USA is, where the England is, where the Japan is, where the Italy is. So in this way, we have to locate the places easily with the help of latitudes and longitudes. So when you come to Indian point of view, where India is located. So India is located 8 degree to 37 degree, 8 degree to 37 degree, 6 inch north latitude. 8 degree, 37 degree, 6 inches north latitude, and 68 degree to 97 degree. 68 degree to 97 degree, 25 inches east longitude. So this is the location of India. So this is the location of India. So we are clearly understand that India is located northern part of the globe, and India is located northeastern part of Asian continent, and the South India, so this is the 0 degree latitude. So in the South India, close to the equator. South India is close to the equator. So that's why in South India the climate is very hot climate. So in this way, we have to locate the places easily. So, with the help of latitudes and longitudes, we can locate the places. So, at the same time, the time zone. So, when you come to time zone, the whole time zone is, I have already told you, the 0 degree longitude. So, the 0 degree longitude is the whole time zone. Every country must be follow the 0 degree longitude or Greenwich longitude or prime meridian. So, this is all the countries must be follow the this time, that is 0 degree longitude. So, this is the international time zone. What? International time zone. So, when you come to the Indian point of view, so India is a vast country. So, the sun rises first in the Arunachal Pradesh and last in Dwarka, Gujarat. If you come to Indian Standard Time, the time difference between Arunachal Pradesh and Gujarat is 2 hours. So, to avoid the such confusion, our Indian meteorologist taken the Indian Standard Time is 82 degree 30 inches east longitude is the Indian Standard Time. 82 degree 30 inches east longitude is the Indian Standard Time. So, in our country, we have to follow the 82 degree 30 inches east longitude is the Indian Standard Time. Okay. So, the time difference between Indian Standard Time and Greenwich Mean Time is 5.5 hours. How much? 5.5 hours differences. If the time is 8 o'clock morning in the Greenwich Mean Time, so in our country the time is 5.5 hours. You have to add 8 means 9, 10, 11, 12 or 1:30 p.m. afternoon. So this is the time differences between Indian Standard Time and Greenwich Mean Time. So this is the location of India. Okay. So next we have to come to the geographical background. What? Geographical background. So what is the geological background? So here geological background is nothing but how India is located in the past, how India is formed in the earlier. Okay, so if you come to entire land masses, the entire land mass is divided into 2 parts. First one is Angara land and second one is Gondwana land. First one is what? Angara land. Second one is Gondwana land. So here one big sea is there. That sea is Tethys Sea. What? Tethys Sea. So the entire landmass is divided into 2 parts. First one is Angara land and second one is Gondwana land. So due to the movement of the plates, so here the Indian landmass is located in the Gondwana land. The Indian landmass is located in the Gondwana land. So due to the movement of the plates, the Gondwana land moved to the northeast part. Move to the northeast part, and the Gondwana land is collided to Angara land. So here collided. Collided means nothing but the Gondwana land is crashed to the Angara land. So whenever the Gondwana land is collided to Angara land, so the Tethys Sea in the south part, whenever they are buckled up means collided, dashed. So whenever they are dashed to each other, so the sea became southward to move to the northward. Okay, so whenever they are crashed, whenever they are buckled up, okay, so at that time the freezing waters, due to the compressional forces, the freezing waters are come outside and form the present Himalayas. So this process time will not take in 1 day or 2 days. This process will take in some millions of years of time. So after the some millions of years time, the Himalayas are formed. So these are the freezing zone. So in this way, the Himalaya mountains are formed. So the Himalayas are the perennial in nature. So here, perennial is nothing but those rivers are flowing throughout the year. That rivers are called perennial rivers. Example, the Ganga, the Yamuna, the Brahmaputra. So all these rivers are called perennial rivers. These rivers are flowing throughout the year from Jan to December. So these are called perennial rivers. So whenever the perennial rivers are flowing to their respective places, at that time the rivers brought mud, silt, okay, alluvial soil and deposited in the plain areas. And these plain areas are the fertile land. So due to the alluvial soil brought by these perennial rivers. So in this way, in our country, cultivation started. So near about 70% peoples are depending on the agriculture in India. So that's why these regions are the very fertile lands. So this is all about the geological background of India. Okay. So next we shall discuss about the physical divisions of India. What? The physical divisions of India. So the India is divided into 5 major physical divisions. The India is divided into 5 major physical divisions. The first physical division is Himalayas. What? Himalayas. So, when you come to Himalayas, so these are the Himalayas. The Himalayas are started from Jammu and Kashmir to Arunachal Pradesh. The Himalayas are started from Jammu and Kashmir to Arunachal Pradesh, and their length is 2,400 kilometers. The length is how many kilometers? 2,400 kilometers. And the total geographical area is 5 lakh square kilometers. 5 lakh square kilometers. Okay. So I have already told you the Himalayas stretches from Jammu and Kashmir to Arunachal Pradesh. So the total length is 2,400 kilometers. So the width is different from different places. In Jammu and Kashmir, the width is 500 kilometers. In some place, this is 300 kilometers. In some places 200 kilometers and some places 100 kilometers. And when you come to Arunachal Pradesh, here the width is only 90 kilometers. The width is only 90 kilometers. Okay, so this is completely snow bounded. Completely snow bounded. So this is all about the Himalayas. Again, the Himalayas are divided into three ranges. 1, 2, 3. So the number one is Greater Himalayas. Or Himadri. Okay, the first one is the Greater Himalayas or Himadri. So the Greater Himalayas or Himadri extended from the mean sea level from 6,100 meters from the mean sea level. How much? 6,100 meters from the mean sea level. Okay. So here the Greater Himalayas completely snow bounded. So here we can see snow, glaciers. So whenever here the snow, glaciers are there, automatically in the summer season they will be flow throughout the year. So that rivers are called perennial rivers. So here the perennial rivers is nothing but those rivers are flowing throughout the year. So that is known as perennial rivers. Okay, Ganga, Yamuna, Brahmaputra. So all these rivers are called perennial rivers, and they are roughed surface. Okay, the Greater Himalayas are the roughed surface. So this is all about the Greater Himalayas.